want to reset.
It's a moment Hillary Clinton would probably not pick for her State Department highlight reel. The infamous 2009 attempt at a reset in Washington's rocky relations with Russia, followed only by Vladimir Putin thumbing his nose at the U.S. and its allies in Ukraine and Syria. But a Reuters investigation learned that while Clinton was the face of the ill-fated reset, she was far from its #1 booster. Diplomatic correspondent Warren Strobel.
So we talked for this story to a number of current and former officials who were in many cases in the room when these meetings happened. This was Obama's policy and Clinton carried it out, but she basically felt that we shouldn't get carried away here, that there are deep differences that wouldn't go away, and she was kind of skeptical about how far this could go.
Those feelings only growing as Clinton's relationship with Putin went downhill.
Hillary and Putin have a long history of throwing verbal broadsides at one another, going back even to when she was a presidential candidate in 2008. In fact, as she was leaving office in late 2012, early 2013, she wrote a series of memos which talked about basically the reset is over, Russia is moving in a different direction, American policy needs to adjust, and there are tough times ahead. Basically, there's a storm brewing between the U.S. and Russia.
In the view of Clinton supporters, that's why Putin seems intent on helping her rival Donald Trump, including the damaging hack into Democratic Party servers, widely believed to be the work of Russia.
It is a huge issue in the election, partly because Trump has gone out of his way to praise Putin and say what a great leader he is. Obviously, her campaign people and the people that used to work for her want to portray her as being tough on Russia. But we heard a pretty consistent story of people predicting that, in fact, she would be, at least her tone would be tougher than Obama's in terms of speaking out when Russia does something wrong. And there might be some policy changes, and the ones that we have heard about, not decided of course, but some kind of no-fly zone in Syria, which the Russians are against, and also the question of whether the United States would provide lethal assistance to the government in Ukraine to defend itself against Russian-sponsored militias. So it's as big an issue in an American election as it has been in probably a couple decades.